Greetings, I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman. Happy full moon in Cancer. We also have a lunar eclipse going on. Today is January 10th, 2020. I was asked to do a video and discuss a little bit, talk a little bit about the full moon. And so that's what I'm going to do, is just to give a little bit of insight, a little bit more insight to the full moon. We all know that we're affected by the moon. So besides that, we did make it through another decade safe and sound. And as the big energy begins to amp up, we get closer to this, and it's a very intense full moon. I know I personally felt it a couple of days ago. And it has some rather interesting and brutal aspects that will make things emotionally exhausting. This full moon is also an eclipse, which will amplify the energies of each aspect, so they will be extremely potent and will make things feel a bit apprehensive. It is normal that when the full moon is in your sign, it will activate the pineal gland, the seat of the soul. So this full moon is at home in the sign of Cancer, which means that this moon will have a very raw energy. This energy will lead extreme power, passion, and deep intuition. The full moon has aspects to 3 planets right now, which are Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto. This will create a Capricorn Stilliam, which is a cluster of 3 planets that are in a single house or single sign. And these 3 planets will make a very intense environment when they are in this placement. While this will be a very intense awakening period in our lives, the placement will awaken parts of our psyche to reveal our true, authentic potential. Our divine blueprint is within a spotlight that at this time. All right, and it's due to a new grid system that is being in full effect. What does that mean? It's part of the Ascension. We're all ascending the whole grid. It's Mother Earth is ascending. It's just very powerful. And notice that the word that kept repeating, intense. Well, the information that keeps repeating is intense. So we're already 2 weeks into January, and the energy is already allowing us to unleash bottled up feelings and will connect us to emotional sensitive sides of ourselves. Don't worry, this is actually really good. Let's look at this in a good way. So the planet Mercury is assisting the energies of communication, but the lunar eclipse is opposing Mercury, which may make a few folks emotionally biased and cause irrational thinking. So this may cause some confrontation with authority figures. It is also very important and crucial for you at this time to listen carefully and think before speaking, so conversations and situations just don't blow out of proportion. It's that, remember to count to 10. Count to 10. Apply that. Asking for assistance from like-minded and like-hearted individuals is recommended so that feelings and emotions can be expressed appropriately. The planet Saturn is opposing the lunar eclipse, which is a planet that causes moodiness, feelings of boredom and loneliness, which will possibly cause issues within relationships that would be love and friend relationships. The Saturn placement may have responsibilities feeling rather daunting. So if you're one of those people that are prone to depression or have a tendency of getting blue in the colder months, you will need to work especially hard so this depression doesn't cause issues. And Saturn is ultimately a planet of change and power. With Saturn being in an opposing placement, this means that the help of this energy transmission, it will allow the positive aspects to be installed proportionally. So the energy transmission I'm talking about is energy that I am transmitting right now, right at this moment with you. We're aligning ourselves in a harmonious alignment. Saturn is, we're still in the sign of Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. All right. Now, the planet Pluto is also opposing the lunar eclipse, which will cause reactions to situations a bit to the extreme. Pluto tends to cause dramatic mood swings and will make emotions and moods change dramatically. There is also a warning of feeling vulnerable and being taken advantage of, and being emotionally manipulated and controlled by this energy placement. So use this time effectively and for you by reflecting inwards and allowing this to fully open up the new opportunities that are on the horizon for humanity. We must remember that energy changes us by the day and the night, and energy will always find the easiest route to follow. So when we block ourselves or blocking that energy, so let's go with the flow. Let's not take things so personal that will put us in an opposition stance. Let's be open-minded, be slow. Let's count to 10. Take deep breaths, breathe through it. All right. Now, this lunar eclipse is trine Neptune, which provides faith, compassion, sensitivity, and inspiration. The planet Neptune will allow for the energies to level out and will be the force of energy that lends a balancing and energy into our very core. The energy of Neptune will inspire folks that are deeply affected by the energies that the trine Neptune delivers. So Neptune and the fixed star caster activates the intense emotions and our full extrasensory perception, the ESP that is latent in each one of us. So the Starcaster will activate the psychic abilities to allow for our full potential to step forward upon our path. Just trust the process. The energy is intense, and you will feel the intensity of the energy as the full moon is getting more and more intense. Now, at this moment that I am recording this, we're still going to feel the full moon effects, even though the full moon was at its fullest point this afternoon Eastern time. I do believe it was at its fullest point at 2:21 p.m. Eastern time, but it hangs around for a couple of days, the whole effects of it, and it's a gradual change when it wanes away from that, but it's going to take a couple of days. So it's just as effective now. All right. And especially for those that when it was at its highest peak, you might have been at work. You might have been, elsewhere. And so at the end of the day, you go home and you're still, I don't want to say reliving everything, but you're holding everything that happened during that day, still in that full moon energy, right? So let's just let it all go as much as you can. Take deep breaths. It's a great time to take an Epsom salt bath. Or just stand in the shower and just rinse everything off of you. Make sure you put your crystals in the window. I actually, days before, in the waxing mode, as we're crescendoing up to the full moon, I leave the shades open. Now, this is upstairs. It's a place where no one else can see. If you have neighbors, you want to be kind of mindful about that. But I leave the shades open so that the plants and crystals all absorb that moonlight. It's so beautiful. Just let it in your house. It's really beautiful with the energy. When I leave the shades open for the full moon, for about 2-3 nights leading up to the full moon, always in the waxing, it's just so very nice. I can tell with the energy. All right, so just keep that in mind. And also, too, I found some really great information from a website. It's called AstroSeek. They have a moon calendar. But I thought what was really interesting was that they list too, like for the full moon, of course we know it's in the sign of Cancer, that the organs influenced by the moon sign. This is interesting. It's the stomach, the mucous membrane, the breast, the womb, and the ovary. Wow, very, very powerful. What I also like is it favorable to have surgery at this time? And it's a big no. No, huge no. And when it's in the waxing phase, I'm seeing here from I've printed out the whole year's worth, and it takes you day by day. And I'm seeing that as it's waxing, as it's getting closer to the full moon, it is not suggested at all, and it makes sense not to have surgery. All right? And so, makes sense. I mean, already the hospitals are full, police departments, right? They all can tell you that it gets a little bit crazier during the full moon. So I hope that that helps. And we also have tomorrow, we have this disalignment. I mean, it's already in effect. It's not like nature and the stars and planets go, okay, we're looking at a watch here, and at this specific time and day, we're going to activate. No, it's a gradual easing into and out of. But Saturn is conjunct to Pluto. We have 5 planets that are in alignment. It's Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto, and the Sun. So everything is all in alignment. We have this powerful alignment that's taking place as well. So just let's calm down. I found myself, feeling like I had a lot of caffeine, or I don't drink energy drinks that are not. I mean, there's natural energy drinks with B12s and vitamin C and that kind of energy drink. I don't take any of the chemicals or the caffeine-based energy drinks. You want to be very, very careful. But that's what I felt like today. It was like I drank a whole pot of coffee this morning, and it's like zoom, 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 zoom. Excuse me. So the energy, we're going to feel it, just release it, and just know that we're all going to get through this, and we'll get through this together. So this question or this video was a request from my dear sister, Selena, named after the moon. Ooh, definitely she has that moon energy with her. So I hope this helps you, my dear sister. And if anyone has any requests, a topic maybe, or anything that you would like for me to make a video about or to discuss, please feel free to reach out to me. My website is whitesagewoman.com. That's sage, S-A-G-E, whitesagewoman.com. And I would be very pleased and honored and excited to hear any feedback, or like I said, if you have any suggestions for any topics for videos, or even for my show, the Spiritual Insight Show, which is on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. Much love and light to each and every one of you.